Stop spending $60, $80, even $150 a month on collagen creams and serums. The skincare industry has spent billions of dollars hoping you would never connect the dots I am about to connect for you right now. The real secret to waking up your body's own collagen production, smoothing the deep wrinkles that have been bothering you, and genuinely rejuvenating your skin from the inside out costs almost nothing. And it starts with what you put in your glass of water every single morning. My name is Dr. Anthony Fauci, and in my years working in nutrition, longevity, and natural health, I have seen people in their 60s, 70s, and even early 80s transform their skin, their energy, and their confidence simply by understanding what the aging body actually needs and what it is quietly starving for. Today I am giving you the complete picture. 6 powerful additions you can make to your daily water that wake up your collagen factories, calm down the inflammation that is aging your skin faster than anything else, and restore a glow that most people assume is simply gone forever after 60. But before we dive in, I want to ask you something, and I genuinely want to hear your answer in the comments below. I read every one of them. How old are you right now? And what is the one skin concern that bothers you the most? Is it the deep lines around your mouth? The crepey skin on your arms? The dullness that just will not go away no matter what you put on your face? The creases around your neck? Tell me honestly in the comments, because your answer genuinely shapes how I plan the next videos on this channel. And stay with me all the way to number 1. What I am about to reveal at the top of this list genuinely surprised even me the first time I came across the research. It is something most people throw away or completely overlook every single day without a second thought, and it may be the single most powerful thing you can add to your water for aging skin that nature has ever produced. Here is why I am so confident about what I am about to share with you. Across multiple peer-reviewed clinical trials published over the last decade, researchers have consistently found that adults over 60 who follow structured daily nutritional support for collagen, silica, vitamin C status, magnesium status, and systemic inflammation can show measurable, documentable improvements in skin elasticity, skin hydration, and wrinkle depth under clinical examination. In some of those studies, the gains reached into the 30 to 40% range within a 12 to 20 week window. That is not a cream. That is not a laser treatment. That is not a filler. That is your own biology responding to the raw materials it has been quietly begging you for. I will link every reference I cite today in the description below so you can verify it yourself. Please do check it. Do not just take my word for it. A quick note before we get into the countdown. If you are finding this video valuable, please take 2 seconds right now to hit the like button. It genuinely tells the algorithm that this kind of content matters and helps more people in our age group find it. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do. I put out videos like this every single week, specifically designed for those of us over 60 who want real answers, not just expensive products. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss one. We are counting down from 6 to 1, from powerfully supportive to absolutely foundational. Number 6. Raw apple cider vinegar. Coming in at number 6, and this one genuinely surprises almost everyone I mention it to, is raw apple cider vinegar. I know what you are thinking. You have heard about apple cider vinegar for digestion, for blood sugar, maybe even for weight management. But what almost nobody is talking about is what it does specifically for how your aging body absorbs collagen-building protein. Here is why this matters so much for us, specifically. After about 65, the stomach's ability to produce adequate hydrochloric acid, that is the digestive acid that breaks down protein, drops significantly. Multiple gastroenterology reviews suggest this decline can be in the 30 to 50% range for many older adults. And collagen is protein. It is built from amino acids like glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. So even if you are eating a beautifully healthy diet full of the right amino acids, your aging gut simply is not extracting and absorbing them the way it once did. The bricks are arriving at the construction site, but the workers cannot unpack the crates anymore. Raw apple cider vinegar, taken before meals, effectively does what your stomach is struggling to do on its own. Its acetic acid content helps restore a more acidic environment in the upper digestive tract, which in turn supports better breakdown of dietary proteins and better extraction of the amino acids your body needs to build collagen in the first place. But there is more. Raw apple cider vinegar, and I do specifically mean raw unfiltered with the mother, that cloudy sediment at the bottom of the bottle, contains acetic acid, which has been studied for its effect on post-meal blood sugar response. A randomized study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition, among others, has shown that consuming vinegar with a carbohydrate-containing meal can blunt the post-meal blood sugar spike by a meaningful margin. Why does that matter for your skin? Because sugar molecules attach themselves to collagen and elastin fibers in a destructive process called glycation. Picture it like rust slowly forming on a metal beam. The rust stiffens the beam, makes it brittle, and eventually cracks it. Sugar does the exact same thing to your collagen. Reduced blood sugar swings mean less glycation, and less glycation means the collagen you still have stays structurally intact for longer. The preparation is simple. 1 tablespoon, never more than 2, in at least 8 ounces of water. Always drink it through a straw to protect your tooth enamel. Take it roughly 15 to 20 minutes before your first meal of the day. You can pair it with a small amount of raw honey, which I will come back to later, because honey contains enzymes that work synergistically with the acetic acid to further support gut lining health and palatability. If you are new to it, start with 1 teaspoon and work your way up over a couple of weeks so your body can adjust comfortably. A note of caution. If you are on any medication for diabetes, blood pressure, or potassium regulation, please check with your doctor before making apple cider vinegar a daily habit. Vinegar is potent and it does interact with some medications. Number 5. Silica-Rich mineralized water. Moving to number 5. And this one is something I consider an absolute non-negotiable for anyone over 60 who is serious about their skin, and that is properly mineralized water with added silica. Most people are drinking water that has been so thoroughly filtered, so stripped of its natural mineral content, that it is essentially inert from a biological standpoint. Reverse osmosis water, distilled water, many of the popular pitcher filters, they give you pure H2O, but they also remove the trace minerals your cells actually need to function. Your skin cells are particularly sensitive to this. The mineral that has the most documented relationship with collagen production is silica, also called silicon in its dietary form. Silica is what researchers call a cofactor in collagen synthesis, which means collagen cannot be properly assembled and cross-linked without adequate silica available. Imagine building a brick wall. The bricks are your collagen amino acids. Silica is the mortar. Without the mortar, the bricks fall apart. A frequently cited randomized clinical study published in the Archives of Dermatological Research looked at women with photodamaged skin who supplemented daily with choline-stabilized orthosilicic acid, a bioavailable form of silica. Over a 20-week window, the supplemented group showed statistically significant improvements in skin thickness, in skin hydration, and a meaningful reduction in brittle nail fractures. Because nails, hair, and skin all rely on the same structural proteins, the wins tend to show up across all three at once. After about 70, your body's ability to store and utilize silica does drop compared to younger years. This is one of the underappreciated reasons why aging skin becomes thinner and more translucent. It is not only collagen loss, it is also the gradual loss of the scaffolding that holds collagen in place. Adding silica to your water is straightforward. You can find food-grade diatomaceous earth, which is a natural silica source, at most health food stores. 1/4 teaspoon stirred into your morning water is plenty. Alternatively, horsetail herb tea is one of the richest natural sources of silica on earth and can simply replace 1 glass of plain water per day. The synergy point I want to make sure you do not miss. Pair your silica water with vitamin C, which I will be covering shortly. These two nutrients have a synergistic relationship. Research from institutions like the Linus Pauling Institute at Oregon State University has shown that vitamin C and silica, taken together, can increase collagen assembly rates meaningfully compared to either one taken alone. Number 4. Magnesium water. At number 4 we have something I want you to take very seriously, especially if you are in your 70s or 80s, and that is properly dosed magnesium water. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the human body. And an estimated 60 to 80% of adults over 65 in Western diets are not meeting adequate intake levels for it. If you are sitting in a room with 4 of your friends right now, 2 or 3 of you are almost certainly not getting enough magnesium, and your skin is quietly paying the price for it. Here is the connection most people do not know about. Magnesium is required for the activation of an enzyme called prolidase and also supports prolyl hydroxylase activity, both of which are needed to convert the raw amino acid building blocks your body collects from food into actual functional collagen fibers. Without adequate magnesium, the collagen assembly line simply slows down. You can eat every collagen-supportive food in the world, but without enough magnesium, your fibroblasts cannot finish weaving raw materials into finished structural fiber. For aging bodies, there is an additional crisis happening. Chronic low-grade inflammation, which virtually all of us over 60 carry to some degree, is significantly worsened by magnesium insufficiency. Meta-analyses published in journals like the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition have reported that increasing magnesium intake in older adults consistently reduces measurable inflammatory markers, particularly C-reactive protein, often in the 15 to 30% range over a 6 to 12-week window. Use magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate. Avoid magnesium oxide, which is poorly absorbed and acts mostly as a laxative. 200 milligrams of elemental magnesium in your evening glass of water is a sensible daily target, with an upper range of 300 milligrams for those with higher needs. Evening timing has an additional bonus. Magnesium supports deep restorative sleep. And deep sleep is itself one of the most powerful skin rejuvenation phases your body has, because that is when growth hormone pulses peak and tissue repair runs at full speed. Pair it with a small amount of vitamin B6, either from food or a modest supplement. B6 increases intracellular magnesium uptake by an estimated 30 to 40% in published studies. That single pairing can quietly multiply the effect you get from the magnesium alone. A safety note. Magnesium is generally well tolerated, but if you have any kidney disease or are on certain heart medications, please clear your magnesium dose with your doctor before starting. Now, before I give you the top 3, and number 1 truly is going to change how you think about skin aging forever. If this video has been useful to you so far, please hit that like button. It takes 1 second and it makes a real difference in whether this content reaches other people who need it. And if you have not subscribed yet, now is a great moment to do that. I will be back here next week with another deep dive on what is actually working for skin, energy, and longevity after 60. Number 3. Marine Collagen Peptides. At number 3, we have a discovery that I consider one of the most underappreciated advances in nutritional skin science of the past 15 years. And that is adding food-grade marine collagen peptides directly to your water. Now I know some of you are thinking, collagen supplements, I have heard of those, but let me explain why this works at the level it works and why the form you take it in and the time of day you take it absolutely matter. When collagen peptides are hydrolyzed, meaning broken down into very small molecular fragments, typically 1 to 5 kilodaltons in size, they are absorbed through the gut wall and travel through the bloodstream to the dermis, which is the deep living layer of your skin. Once there, these peptides do something remarkable that real peer-reviewed research has documented. They do not just donate amino acids. They send a signal. Specific bioactive dipeptides and tripeptides, particularly prolyl hydroxyproline and hydroxypropylglycine, have been shown in published studies to stimulate fibroblast cells, your collagen-producing factories, to ramp up synthesis. A frequently cited randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology found that women between roughly 40 and 65 who consumed hydrolyzed fish-derived collagen daily for 8 weeks showed statistically significant improvements in skin elasticity compared to placebo. A separate Japanese study published in the Journal of Nutritional Science and Vitaminology reported visible reduction in wrinkle depth after 8 to 12 weeks of consistent intake. A 2021 systematic review and meta-analysis in the International Journal of Dermatology pooled 26 randomized trials and concluded that hydrolyzed collagen supplementation consistently improves skin hydration, elasticity, and reduces wrinkle depth, though the authors noted that larger, long-duration studies in adults over 70 specifically would be valuable. Most of the trials done so far have been on middle-aged women. The precise effects for older men and women above 70, while promising, are based on smaller bodies of evidence. The optimal timing is genuinely important. Take your collagen peptides first thing in the morning on an empty stomach in cool or room temperature water. Never in hot water. Heat can denature the peptides and reduce their biological effect. 1 scoop, roughly 10 grams, is the research-supported dose used in most published studies. Here is the synergy point that I think is the single most undersold idea in supplement marketing. You have to take collagen with vitamin C. Vitamin C is the essential cofactor for the 2 enzymes, prolyl hydroxylase and lysyl hydroxylase, that cross-link and stabilize new collagen fibers. Without adequate vitamin C in the bloodstream at the same time, the new collagen your fibroblasts are producing cannot be properly assembled and it falls apart before it can strengthen your skin. This combination is not optional. It is biochemically essential. Number 2, whole food vitamin C water. Which brings us perfectly to number 2. And this one you almost certainly already have in your kitchen. Number 2 is vitamin C infused water, but prepared in a very specific way that maximizes absorption for aging bodies. I am not talking about orange juice. Orange juice contains a significant amount of sugar, and as we have already discussed, sugar accelerates glycation and literally damages your existing collagen. I am not talking about ascorbic acid powder dumped in water either, because that gives you one isolated compound and misses the supporting cast. I am talking about a preparation using whole food vitamin C sources that deliver not just ascorbic acid, but the full spectrum of bioflavonoids, rutin, and cofactors that allow vitamin C to do its most important work in your skin. Here is what happens inside your skin when vitamin C is present in therapeutic amounts. It is the only nutrient that directly activates the 2 enzymes prolyl hydroxylase and lysyl hydroxylase, the same enzymes we just talked about, that transform collagen precursors into mature structural collagen fibers. Without vitamin C, this transformation cannot proceed. This is the underlying biochemistry of scurvy. Sailors with severe vitamin C deficiency experienced catastrophic skin breakdown, bleeding gums, and wound reopening. Their collagen was literally dissolving. A much milder version of that same defect is happening quietly in every person over 60 whose vitamin C status is suboptimal. After about 70, your body's ability to absorb and retain vitamin C from food does decline due to reduced gut permeability and changes in cellular transport. Published recommendations from the Linus Pauling Institute note that older adults often require meaningfully higher daily intakes to maintain equivalent tissue saturation compared to younger adults. To prepare vitamin C infused water the right way. Take the juice of half a fresh lemon, ideally with the zest grated in finely because the white pith and zest are rich in bioflavonoids. Add a small handful of fresh rose hips, or a quarter teaspoon of rose hip powder, which is one of the highest whole food sources of vitamin C on earth. Stir this into 16 ounces of room temperature water. Drink this 30 minutes before your collagen peptide water in the morning. The reason for that specific timing is to make sure vitamin C is already circulating in your bloodstream when those collagen peptides arrive at your fibroblasts. The arrival sequence matters. They land together and they build something together. Number 1. Fresh ginger and turmeric root water. And now number 1. The thing I told you to stay for. The thing most people throw away without a second thought. Number 1 is brewed ginger and turmeric root water, specifically prepared from fresh roots, not powder, and consumed at the precise time of day that maximizes its extraordinary impact on skin aging. Here is why this is number 1 and why I rank it above even collagen, vitamin C, and silica. Because none of the other 5 things on this list will reach their full potential if the underlying cause of accelerated aging is not addressed. And that underlying cause, the one that breaks down collagen faster than your body can build it, that thickens blood vessels supplying your skin, that degrades your skin's extracellular matrix silently and continuously, is chronic systemic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is not the acute inflammation of a cut finger or a twisted ankle. It is a low, smoldering biological fire that burns inside virtually every person over 60, fueled by decades of processed food, environmental stress, inadequate sleep, declining hormonal signaling, and the simple biological changes of aging. Researchers have coined the term inflammaging, a portmanteau of inflammation and aging, to describe this process, and they consider it one of the single most significant drivers of accelerated biological aging in the developed world. Fresh ginger root contains a family of compounds called gingerols. Fresh turmeric root contains curcumin. These 2 compounds, when brewed together in hot water and consumed with a small amount of black pepper, create what researchers have described as one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatory combinations available to us. The reason for the black pepper is not flavor. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine. A landmark 1998 human study published in the journal Plantamedica by Shobha and colleagues at India's St. John's Medical College found that piperine increased the bioavailability of curcumin by roughly 2,000%. That number is real, and it is the basis for why every reputable curcumin formulation on the market pairs curcumin with piperine. A 2016 systematic review and meta-analysis published in the Journal of Medicinal Food looked at 8 randomized clinical trials of turmeric and curcumin extracts for arthritis-related inflammation and concluded that turmeric extracts consistently reduce inflammatory markers, with effects often visible within 6 to 12 weeks of daily use. While most of these trials focused on joint symptoms rather than skin specifically, the underlying inflammatory pathways, COX-2 inhibition, NF-κB downregulation, CRP and IL-6 reduction, are the same ones that drive collagen breakdown in skin tissue. To prepare this correctly, slice a 1-inch piece of fresh ginger root and a 1-inch piece of fresh turmeric root. You can find both at any grocery store and they are inexpensive. Simmer them gently in 2 cups of water for 15 minutes. Do not boil aggressively, as that degrades the active compounds. Strain into a mug. Add a generous pinch of freshly ground black pepper, a small amount of raw honey for palatability and its own anti-inflammatory benefits, and consume warm. Timing matters enormously. Drink this in the evening, ideally an hour before bed. Research has shown that inflammatory markers tend to peak during nighttime hours, and curcumin's effects are enhanced during sleep when tissue repair is most active. Pair this with your magnesium water. The 2 together amplify each other. Magnesium reduces baseline inflammation and supports the deep sleep phase that lets curcumin do its deeper work. Gentle reminders. If you are on blood thinners, on diabetes medication, or are scheduled for surgery, please check with your doctor before adding daily ginger and turmeric. Both have real pharmacological activity. Pregnant or breastfeeding individuals should also clear it with their provider. Now let me bring all 6 of these together for you because I want you to walk away with something more than a list. You are not too old. Please hear that. I have seen women and men in their late 70s and early 80s walk into consultations convinced that their skin, their energy, their vitality was simply the inevitable cost of getting older. That this was just what it meant to be their age. And I have watched those same people months later stand taller, smile broader, and tell me that they feel like they got a decade back. Your body, even now, even at 65, 72, or 80, is not a passive structure slowly falling apart. It is a dynamic, responsive, extraordinarily intelligent system that is waiting every morning when you wake up for the right signals. The signals that say build, repair, renew. What you add to your water is not a trivial thing. It is communication. It is you telling your skin, your joints, your cells, I see you and I am giving you what you need. The independence that comes from feeling well in your body, from looking in the mirror and recognizing yourself, from having the energy to be present with your grandchildren, to walk in your garden, to live on your own terms, that is not a luxury. That is your right. And it is absolutely within reach. Here is a simple protocol you can start tomorrow morning. Layer it in over a week or two. Do not try all 6 at once. On rising, 15 to 20 minutes before breakfast, drink 8 ounces of water with 1 tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar through a straw. 30 minutes after that, drink 16 ounces of room temperature water with the juice of half a lemon plus a quarter teaspoon of rose hip powder. Follow that with 10 grams of hydrolyzed marine collagen peptides dissolved in cool water, taken with a small piece of fruit or 100 milligrams of vitamin C to ensure cofactor availability. Midday, have 1 glass of horsetail tea or a glass of water with a quarter teaspoon of food-grade diatomaceous earth for your silica. In the evening, 1 hour before bed, brew your fresh ginger and turmeric root water with a pinch of black pepper and a little honey. Take it alongside 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate dissolved in water. Run this protocol consistently for 12 weeks. Photograph your skin from the same angle and the same lighting each week. Track how you feel. Give your body the time it needs to respond. If this video helped you today, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. Every single week I am here with information designed specifically for those of us past 60 who deserve real science, real answers and real results. Now tell me in the comments which of these 6 you are going to try first and how old you are today. I read every comment and I would genuinely love to hear your story. Take care of yourself, drink your water, give your body what it has been waiting for. I will see you in the next one. This video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for personalized medical advice. Always consult your physician or a licensed healthcare provider before making changes to your diet or supplement routine, especially if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, taking medication, or managing a chronic condition. Dietary supplements and natural ingredients can interact with medications and underlying health conditions. Individual results vary, and the patient references in this video reflect real-world reports rather than controlled clinical data.